All right, a warning sign for established Democrats. After a big win for Democratic Socialist in Florida in some places, DSA member Angie Nixon toppled Alexander Vindman by 12 points despite being massively outspent in the Florida Senate race. She raised under $1 million. Now her past anti-Israel comments are back in the spotlight.
Many of my colleagues have stated that folks are fearful of another massacre occurring to the Jewish people. Well, guess what? A massacre is occurring now. My love for people is being questioned because I want to stand against the unjust killings of innocent people.
They wanted to call all Palestinians, anti-Semites. I am upset that the hostages got taken and everything, but I am also upset that we are continually seeing people lose their lives.
All right, joining us right now is Florida Democratic Congressman Moskowitz, who defeated DSA-backed challenger in a primary relatively easily. Congressman, great to see you. Congratulations on the victory. I know it's going to be a tough fight. You're going against Scott Singer. He was the former mayor of Boca Raton. They say, Cook Report says it's the only toss-up. But one thing that was just really struck everybody is how you were running against somebody who was a DSA member and didn't get close to you. And you didn't really engage that much. But I know you vehemently are not a socialist. Why? What was your strategy?
Well, I mean, look, I'm from this area. I grew up there, right? I went to elementary school, middle school, high school. Like, this is where my kids are being raised. I know my neighbors. I know these people. And I said to myself, you know what? Let them hear from the folks at DSA National on how they're celebrating Fidel Castro. Let them hear that they want the only Jewish state in the world to disappear. And I thought to myself, the more my voters hear those positions from DSA, from my opponent, I think the more they'll actually turn out for me, and that's what happened.
So you have two who won in New York City. You have Chris Rabb, who won in Philadelphia. You have El Said, who won in Michigan for the Senate seat. And you have somebody who just won over for the Senate seat to run against Ashley Mooney for the Senate seat in Florida. Does it disturb you, the direction of the party right now?
Well, I mean, here's what I would say. If you look at the amount of members that are coming to the House that are DSA, it's 5%. They're not the Democratic Party. But I think the Democratic Party needs to step up and speak out. I mean, look, Democrats are upset about what happened in the last election. They have every right, and they're upset what happened over the last 18 months. But that doesn't mean we should start embracing things or a movement that in their platform says, no prisons, no borders. Oh, we're going to get rid of the Senate, by the way, just Article 1 of the Constitution. There are people going on.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it sound crazy just saying it?
Well, you got people going on the campaign trail saying, the Soviet Union wish they won the Cold War, dressing up as Mao. He only killed 50 million people. That is not how we're going to win the House. It's not how we're going to win the Senate.
So how did Nixon win in your state?
Well, look, Angie Nixon outworked Vindman. I mean, she should get credit. I mean, she really worked hard. She earned those votes. She put a coalition together of African Americans, women, low-income voters. And so, look, working hard in this business still matters. That's how she won.
But if she shows up and says, I want to freeze rents nationwide, and I would also like to stop all aid to Israel. If you work hard but are saying these things, you wouldn't think it's going to be successful if Democrats weren't leaning towards the socialist way in a red state.
Well, look, if you look statewide, there were a lot of people that were rejected on Tuesday. My opponent was rejected for his positions. You had Dan Bilzerian, who ran against Randy Fine. He was rejected. You had James Fishback, who ran, in my opinion, the most racist campaign we have seen in the modern era against Byron Donalds. And so all of these folks were rejected. Angie, won her election. Like I said, she worked hard. She beat Vindman. But Florida is not where there's fertile ground for the DSA.
But do you think you can win a statewide election anywhere in this country with that platform?
Not in Florida. I don't think you.
What about around the country?
Well, I mean, in New York, obviously, it's been successful. In New York, you have a mayor.
Do you give El Said any chance in Michigan?
Oh, I don't know. I'm looking at the polls. Obviously, he's behind. But look, prices are not affordable. People are struggling out there. And so this idea that someone can't win, at the end of the day, between gas prices and grocery prices and rent and home insurance and health care, I mean, I think right now, people want to hear what your message is on affordability.
Right. So here is Rick Scott talking about you and what you bring to the table.
Moskowitz has been in there. He was in the House before. I assume he's going to win. But just remember, whoever wins that seat, they're going to vote the way Piker tells them to vote. That's how they're running. They're all running. They all support, the platform of the Democrat Socialists because they're scared to death of them.
Is that true?
Well, look, I obviously know the senator. He was a governor when I was a state rep, signed a bunch of my bills. And so, look, I think the governor should stick to talking about jobs. He was very good on that when he spoke about that in Florida.
Are you afraid of Hassan Piker?
No, I'm not afraid. Hassan hates me. He talks about me on his stream. I mean, Rick doesn't know what he's talking about there. Nobody in my district believes that I'm a Hassan Piker guy. Hassan would want nothing to do with me. I want nothing to do with Hassan. And so at the end of the day, Rick just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, I believe that you are nothing like him, but would you love to see Hakeem Jeffries just say, look, there's no room for socialists in our party?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Democratic leadership needs to speak out against the DSA agenda. Okay, again, no Senate. We're just going to get rid of the Senate. No prisons, no borders. This idea of embracing a Fidel Castro. I think the Democratic leadership needs to speak out against it because, yes, primary stuff we're in the general election now. And this is not what general election voters want. But I will tell you, there is a economic populist movement to the DSA, and we got to recognize that we got to talk about how people are struggling to afford the American way of life.
Right. Just don't tap into the Soviet Union in order to get it.
Let's leave that alone.
Thank you. Yeah. Great to see you.
Hey,
Congratulations
pleasure.
on the victory.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.